The TalkSport Fan Network is the ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts,
including Leicester Till I Die, independent analysis and reaction for the Foxes faithful.
The TalkSport Fan Network.
Unbeatable club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Follow the podcast on the TalkSport Fan Network.
You are watching and listening to Chris and Leicester Till I Die TV on YouTube and your favourite podcasts.
Are you ready? I'm saying, are you ready? Watch us on YouTube.
Listen on your favourite podcast platform or ask your smart speaker to play the podcast Leicester Till I Die.
Right, Chris.
All right. We'll be all right if I can bring myself in 1 second. I probably haven't said that. That's probably the better view of me. It's been one of those days today. Here we go. Yes, there we go. Busy just on my phone. You caught me out. How are we? Welcome along. It is Monday evening. It is 7 o'clock. It's, well, I say the three wise men. I think it's got probably the one wise lady and the other two guys that turn up. But it is the debate show. Good evening, good day, good morning, good afternoon, good night, goodbye, hello, wherever you are. It's a pleasure today. We've got Kate back, and I had to go out. I had to go and buy a new top. Do you see the new retro top there? I had to argue with Leicester about that. I had a huge argument with them, but hey, got it sorted. Even if they did send it to an old address. Me moaning. This is LTID TV from Leicester Till I Die. How the devil are you still excited? Are you still excited? Let me ask that question, because I am. I have watched that goal. I mean, Vestergaard to Iheanacho, so me and Brad are happy. Out to KDH, looks up, there's Winks. I didn't know Winks could move that quickly, busting a gut to keep up with KDH. Plays it across unselfishly in. I mean, wow. And I'll tell you something, if you want to know my feelings on it, do check this out tomorrow. Where are we? Here we go. On the BBC webpage for Leicester City, so bbc.com/LCFC or Leicester City, whatever. Go to the page, and they have now a thing on a Tuesday. It used to be the Tuesday Talking Point. It's now called the Fan's Voice. I write that. And just give it a check out. And tomorrow, it's a question of was it just 3 points at the weekend? Is a win, or can it mean something more special? Check out what my thoughts are on that tomorrow. From about lunchtime onwards. If you've got any questions, get them in the chat. We have got a set 3 or 4 questions to start with. We will be coming back to that, though, as we go through at the end of the show, and we'll come back to your questions. Brad's in. He says, good evening. Good evening, Bradley. How are you? Scott is in. Hi, Scott. How the devil are you doing? I'm going to star that one there, Scott, and come back to that at the end. Spencer agreed with me. Still buzzing about Saturday, certainly. Scott there. I'm just starring these, Scott. Even then, I can see the Father Christmas beard is coming on nicely. Ho, ho, ho. It is indeed. Tell you what, I don't mind being Father Christmas. The only problem with being Father Christmas is you only come once a year. But then again, you can empty your sack and you can fill people's stockings.
Hello, Matt Elliott here. Hi, Alan Smith here.
Hey guys, Ian Hume here.
Hi everybody, Jerry Taggart here.
Be sure to watch
Chris and Leicester Till I Die TV.
For all the latest Leicester City news and information.
You can also subscribe on YouTube and various social media channels.
for the latest updates and news on Leicester City Football Club.
Come on, you foxes!
Oh, look, beauty in the middle. Two people have had no problem filling their stockings, I'm sure. Kate, welcome back from Vietnam. Nice to see you.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
We did a prisoner exchange and got you back.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, good to be back. It's about 30 degrees cooler than what I left, but yeah, all is good.
Good. Well, like I say, it's not for everybody, Clacton, is it?
Very lucky with the weather.
Well, that's the main thing. I did expect you to see you on, SAS Celebrity Special, but you weren't there.
No, I declined it this year. Maybe next year.
I think I'd sooner do the jungle. I need to. Well, let's not go there, eh? Anyway, Dave, how the devil are you, sir?
All right, mate. Thanks. Yeah, it's good to have a bit of talent back on the show, isn't it?
Well, you can never say that about you and me, can they?
No, good point.
You know, like I say, we're like the two old guys off the Muppets.
I thought we had a power cut last week. Everybody switched off.
Well, it was just you and me, and I did say before we came live that as anybody, I asked loads of people, can you come on? Can you come on? Oh yeah, is Dave on yet? No, I'm busy. I'm washing my hair. And that was a bold guy. Anyway, look, let's get into it. Don't want to go too much on about the actual game on Saturday because like I say, we do a review show now on Sunday. Brad goes through all the tactics and everything. So we did that yesterday. Sunday, I should say. But wow, it is a good feeling to win like that, isn't it, Kate? You were there. I mean, it must have been an amazing feeling.
Yeah, it was an amazing feeling. Like I said on the show on Saturday, I was in the home end, so it took everything in me to not get up and celebrate. But it was absolutely brilliant, and it was nice to see. I wasn't going bananas because I couldn't when Winks scored, but it was great to see it on the side all unfold, and the absolute mayhem and carnage that was piling out of the away end was absolutely brilliant. What a way to finish the game. It seems to be a bit of a history repeating itself at the Hawthorns, but yeah, we did edge it. We did deserve it, but yeah, I've watched it a million times like you as well. I can't stop watching it, and I still think he's going to miss.
I know how you feel.
Yeah,
when I lived
thought that.
in Burnley, I was forever going in the home end to when Leicester came to play. It was always a case of like, yep. It's just down again. Dave, I mean, I was exactly the same as Andrew there. I thought from when I was watching on the telly that he'd actually put it wide.
Yeah, so did I. It was tight, wasn't it? But hey, so what?
Yes.
You know. But yeah, my heart went to my mouth when I first saw him. I thought, no.
Yes.
But incredible stuff. I mean, it kind of saved the game, didn't it? Really, because the first half was appalling. I know you probably talked about this, but the first half was appalling. I thought again, and nervy, mistake-ridden. But I mean, it's easy to criticise, isn't it? We got 3 points at West Brom, who were flying. You know,
well, that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, it was.
You've got to be careful, haven't you?
It is. It's a team that's top of the league versus a team that's top of the form table.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was always going to be cagey. You know, we weren't giving anything away. Two of the tightest defences, so we were never going to have 30 shots each in there. I mean, at 0-0, into just starting the second half, I actually wrote down, I'll probably take a point now. And then obviously it all went. And then we went 1-0 up, and I'm like, yeah, fantastic. Then they equalised. I'm saying, well, I did say we'd take a point. It was up and down.
Yeah, I was the same actually. That the equaliser definitely galvanised them, and I think we're going to come on to talk about Mads in a bit, but Mads to me was the catalyst for a lot of pressure on us. In about 5 minutes, he made a few really poor hospital passes that just invited pressure that wasn't there at all in the first half, and it really shot our confidence a bit. And I think we're still 48 hours out of the Sheffield Wednesday game, which I don't think it felt like a loss, didn't it? I think the players probably would have felt that as well, that it was a bit nervy. Passing was a bit loose. I think everybody looked a bit edgy in the first half. So I'm hoping that's just going to be a massive confidence boost, because we needed one chance to win it and we took it.
Dave, I mean, I say this a lot, and I said this yesterday. Would the real Leicester City please stand up? We're going to come on to Mads, as you can see, but that performance against Southampton was probably the worst that I've seen this season. I actually gave the whole
Sheffield Wednesday, you mean?
I mean Sheffield Wednesday. Sorry.
Yeah, you're right. It was awful.
And yet the game then 4 days later against a West Brom side, I gave them 9 for the performance, because not just on the performance, but the whole sort of build up to the game. They've just come off that, that Sheffield Wednesday game. There's the pressure on them, and I just thought it was almost like come and catch us if you can.
Yeah, I thought the first half was not good either on Saturday. I don't know. It's the same old, wasn't it? We're trying to play this. And I do hate the way they roll the ball with the base of their foot and all this, and that's almost showboating in a bad way, and then doing the back turn. First view is going back again. I don't know. I think that the two central defenders, look overconfident. Am I crackling?
I think it's possibly. Are you close to? Are you catching your microphone or anything?
No, I've got these on.
Oh yeah, of course you have. Just sounds like an empty beer glass, to be honest.
Like a mouse being clicked or something.
It's this new technology. You see, it's a new laptop. Okay, let's have a look at Mads then. And I gave Mads a really poor performance rating. I gave him a 4. I gave him a 4 on Saturday, Kate. I thought he could have cost us the game. I'm all for we've got to accept that we'll now play out from the back. That's how 75% of the teams play in the top 2 divisions, if not more. And we used to criticise Casper for not being able to keep the ball in field when he kicked it up, long. But you've got to therefore criticise Mads for the fact that he just seems to sort of go mad, no pun intended at times, and he'll kick it straight to an opposition player, or he'll pass it to a player that's got 2 opposition players behind him.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I think after the first half, although it wasn't a great first half, there wasn't a lot of pressure going on. And the second half, we just invited that pressure, and it all came from Mads. And I get distributing from the back, but you've got to make the right decision with that. You've got to do better. There was a point where he had the 2 wide guys. I think it's normally Fass and Vestergaard run wide to give him the option, and Winks is always there. And he just went for Winks, even though there was 3 defenders on him. It was almost suicidal. And he did that for probably 4 or 5 minutes, just creating constant problems for us. And it was just starting to get a bit difficult to deal with. Like Ricky P was having to come back and just hoof it. If you just need to make the right decisions at the right times. And I don't think he made any right calls necessarily on Saturday. I think he got it all wrong. And it's not the time for showboating and being cocky. We are not in that kind of position at all. And it really changed the tempo of the game and the feeling of the game. And we conceded not long after.
Yeah, and I think, Dave, as Kate said, that just hoof it. You've got play, and I see it these days. This is worse, Dave. You're getting an echo now. He's gone on to mute. I just think that like Kate says, just hoof it. if you're going to play it out from the back, play it a safe shot. Because we're going to lose the ball, let's lose it in their half. Let's not lose it just outside our penalty area. And sometimes you see, like, and not just Leicester, but you see other teams as well, a defender will go and take a goal kick and then kick it straight to the goalkeeper. What's the point?
Sorry, couldn't help it. Well, I'm told that every team in the world's trying to play that way. I think it's the foreign coaches that are doing it. I don't necessarily agree with it all the time. I mean, it's good when it works, isn't it? But we've conceded a few goals, and we haven't conceded many this year. But I bet 50% of them have been from errors like that.
But do you not think? Oh, hang on. I'm going to have to mute you when you're not speaking. Sorry, mate. Do you not think that, it's just common sense? If I'm a goalkeeper and Brad's, and you're an ex-goalkeeper as well, Dave. I don't think you are, Kate, but those two are. And, if I was a goalkeeper, I actually used to coach my son's team. I was one of the setter coaches of my son's team. And I would never tell them to do that. And, if in doubt, boot it out, used to be my phrase. And, pass it low, because you're going to pass it, and it means we keep hold of the ball good. But make sure that person that you're passing it to's got a chance to turn round and move with it or pass it on. Don't send it to somebody that's being marked.
Well, what they're doing is and I don't think it is me, but what they're doing is they're not providing for the second ball. So where they used to lay it out and then there'd be an automatic flick round, it's not happening because teams are shutting that second ball down. So even if we get the first ball and then, Mads is thinking, oh, hang on, this is a bit more tricky. And I think he's started to worry about it. But we're just not playing the way we did with that second ball. And that's the problem. Because everybody knows what we do. That's what we do.
Is that me again?
Yeah, see, it's not me. Anyway, Kate, tell me about your holiday.
The weather down here is frightening.
Oh, that's a song coming.
Yeah, that's it,
yeah. If only I could have remembered the next line, it would have been.
Something so delightful.
That's it. But Kate, the other thing as well is that you've got a Watford striker whose game plan for Watford when they were playing us was knowing that Mads comes off his line. He just doesn't come off his line. He's almost like, we're not losing Mads. What are you moving so far upfield for? And if a striker gets lucky and hits it over the top, like I just said, he's playing with fire, surely.
Yeah, he is playing with fire. I don't really have a problem with playing out from the back, but like I said, it's just making the right decisions at the right time. If the ball's not on, don't play it. It's making the right decision for the team, and just knowing when to hoof it, knowing when to boot it out wide. And those passes seldom work that are straight back to the middle. Because like Dave says, there's no second ball on often because the defenders are there. And all that made West Brom do was push higher. Their press was so much higher in the second half. It actually made them go all gung-ho, which led to our winner. But it just invites that pressure, and you can't play out from the back very well if the team's going to be having a high press because there's just no space. And it will get caught out, and we won't be as lucky as we have been because it will run out, really.
I thought he'd gone missing at one stage. He was right back.
Yeah.
Didn't he? He went right. I mean, okay, probably the right position, but if we'd have lost it, then that was it. Game over.
Against Sheffield Wednesday, he passed it across goal when he wasn't in the goal.
Yeah.
That's just what I was going to say, Kate. You're reading my script. You're reading my script. But no, it's true. What the hell? Again, you say as a defender, don't you? Don't kick it, across the goal. And yet Mads was doing that. And I'm like, does he need to come that far? You'll say you're an ex-goalkeeper, Dave. As a goalkeeper, even if you're playing as a sweeper keeper, do you need to come as far out as he does?
No, you don't. I mean, I wouldn't have been allowed to. The defenders wouldn't have let me. Even though I was a talented midfielder, apparently.
Well, you were a good goalkeeper. You were known as the cat, weren't you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyway, it's not about me. But as you mentioned it.
But I look at it and I'm thinking, what the hell are you doing? Because a good long shot, and the guy did it for Watford. Not sure who it was against at the weekend, but he did. Was it Hull City? I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And if he'd have got one of those, well, it doesn't bear thinking about. Surely you tell him not to come so far out.
Yeah, it's going to happen, isn't it?
And the same with Ipswich. Ipswich scored an absolute worldie at the weekend. Was it Burns? Scored from probably 30 yards out. And absolute screamer. But yeah, you can't keep doing it. You just there's being part of the game plan and playing out from the back, and then there's just playing with fire, and we're not in a position to do so. The confidence isn't that good. His maybe, but it's bordering into cockiness, I think. I don't really know what he's trying to prove. He's just going to end up looking, silly really, and looking like
my cousin John phoned me just for the game to see if I felt the same way he did, which to a degree I did, but he said we're just not good enough to do that consistently. We're not yet. We might be, but we're certainly not yet, because they suddenly look around and there's nobody there and they panic. And instead of then hoofing it, they still try and play the ball out, because that's what they've been told to do. And as I think Harry Wicks said on Saturday, they've been, or even on the podcast thing, they've been told, don't worry if you make a mistake. People make mistakes. But that's all right up to a point. If those mistakes start costing you regular goals and points, then it isn't all right to make mistakes.
But mistakes happen. It's just Mads makes poor decisions. That's what the problem is. He makes poor decisions. He has time to make them. In the 15-minute spell at the weekend, he kept making the wrong one. That's not a mistake. That's actually being so stubborn, actually.
Yeah.
That's consciously putting your team under pressure, which is just, it's not on really. Especially when we've got Vestergaard trying to run back. It's just not, it's not going to happen.
Be careful.
I'm being super careful. Hey, he made the goal at the weekend. Header of the season from Yannick.
And he's in the he's up for Fans Player of the Year. So just back off.
Let's be a bit sensible about it. Come on. How many games we played?
I voted for Marty, but because he'd gone, apparently it doesn't count. No, I just think, but like you say, the fact that he's nearly in the centre circle, which he is at times, that to me isn't a mistake.
No.
Why, as a goalkeeper, why do you need to be that? Come to the edge of your box. I get it.
Well, if you're one down in the last minute, yeah. But
yeah, obviously. I mean, their goalkeeper came up, didn't he?
How did that go?
Exactly. But there we go. But that's Mads. I think somebody needs to have a word with him, and maybe tie him with a bit of elastic to the goals, so they can only go so far. Yeah, like a dog. You only go so far out, and then he pulls you back in again.
The encouraging thing is, Chris, that again, it's been said that they do know, because every pundit knows what other teams are trying to do. But Leicester know as well, and it was nice to hear it from them. I think I posted something like that, because you assume they know that other teams are starting to know, but until actually one of the club members says it, then you think, do they know? Because when you're in it, sometimes you don't see it from the outside, and it's always difficult. But I think it was encouraging to say, yeah, we know teams are sussing us out, and we have to change our style of play to suit.
Yeah,
and we play differently against every game, and we do one game at a time. So that's good.
Well, we'll see how it goes moving forward. But moving on to my next point, Maresca channels his inner Mourinho. Now, we've had a couple of managers, let's be honest with you. I apparently, I read somewhere, allegedly, that Brendan Rodgers' sex face is just the same as his normal face. Which may or may not be true. I did say allegedly, just in case his lawyers are watching. Yeah, exactly. Can you imagine?
His wife likes to steal.
Yes. Well done, Mrs. Rodgers. Well done. You started to get week.
My name's Brad, by the way.
Sorry?
My name's Brad.
Brad. It's putting his up.
But and we had Prell before that. All right, he got a yellow card, and I got annoyed with Ricky P for getting a simple yellow card because he's now banned for a game, and that was just one game. You know, if he'd have managed to go through that whole game, all the yellow cards, everybody's written off, and they start again. But it was just fantastic. I'll start with you on this one, Dave. It was just fantastic to see him. I know he ran onto the pitch, and he got a yellow card for that, and he's kind of laughed it off, but. Great! It was fantastic to see.
He ran on the pitch and ran straight back off again. You know, so what? They scored a goal in that circumstances. For God's sake, he could have took his shirt off. I mean, it's ridiculous. Really, you get booked for celebrating a goal. Never agreed with that. All this, you can't take your shirt off. What? Why not? I don't think it's smart.
I get the shirt because Kate, I mean, that is sort of, you've got the sponsor on there and the camera's zooming in on you, so the sponsor's losing out. And B, we were getting a point where every player and his dog had a shirt on underneath the shirt with some sort of message on, whether it was why me or whatever. Yes, don't get me wrong. There was the good ones for like our chairman one, but generally speaking, there was loads there. But I mean, was he right to? Well, first of all, was it nice to see for you? But was he right to just sort of laugh it off and say, "Well, it was worth getting"?
Absolutely. Like, I'm with Dave. I was surprised to hear that it got booked, because why weren't all the other players that ran on the pitch booked? There must have been 8 or 9 of them that were on the pitch. And God, you try and contain yourself. It was hard enough for me in the home end, and I'm not even the manager and don't have the ties that Enzo does at the moment to the team. He's fully vested in it, and jumping into Hamza's arms was just an absolute highlight for me. I bet Hamza wondered what the hell was going on. He's there carrying Enzo. But yeah, it's just instinctive, isn't it? You don't think to do it or not to do it. Before you know it, you're up, you're off. It's the dying seconds of the game, and that's exactly what football is all about. The fact that you get penalised for that is absolutely rubbish, and it just sums up referees really. Like, what's that about, mate? What's that about? Pep's on there all the time. Clocks ran the whole length of the field.
Well, there's so many inconsistencies. I mean, you look at that. You look at all the players on the pitch. Then I think I saw a terrible picture of the Man City game where, they were all in the referee's face, and I thought if the second or third one went up, he got booked or sent off. I think
Haaland's going to be in trouble with the FA, isn't he?
I don't think he is, mate.
He's got away with it, apparently.
Yeah,
what he said and tweeted, isn't he?
Well.
But then again, it's Manchester City, so
WTF he tweeted, didn't he? But the point is, the referee should have sent the third man off, and at least booked them all, and then if they carried it on, sent them off. What's the difference? That's more offensive than just going 5 yards on the pitch, if that.
No one had any problem, home or away fan that day, with what Enzo did.
No.
They'd have done exactly the same. And it's football, and I love to see it. I absolutely love to see it. You often saw with Brendan's reaction, you didn't know whether we'd lost, drawn, or equalised, or won. So it's nice to see. It's nice to see someone have that much passion. It means something. You've worked all week at that, and we could have lost it. So it's just.
I mean, did you not mark the change though, Kate? Because when we got the first one, he was really calm and sat there and was okay, and then all of a sudden, when that last one went in, he knew it was all over, and we got the 3 points, and that was the marked difference. Because I was thinking, why is he so calm? We just scored at West Brom, which is terrific, really.
But I think it's funny you should mention that, Dave, because I was saying about, is it just another 3 points? Is it just another win? And do check out the bbc.com/LCFC page tomorrow.
Oh, is that the BBC Sport one, the fan's voice?
That's the one. Yeah. That's the one. No, I mean, it isn't just another win. It
No,
isn't
of course
just another 3 points. You know, you tell that to the woman who was sat next to me when we beat Man United, and I ended up in her lap when the fourth goal went in. You know,
Wow.
you tell that to all
Any
the fans.
excuse.
Yeah.
Any excuse.
Oh yes, bless her. I did. And you know, or to all the fans that were, you know, when the ninth goal went in, then you know, against
That
Southampton.
was a massive
It
3
was
points.
like
That was.
You look when Watford did it against us in the playoffs. I mean,
Yeah.
who was the manager then? I've forgotten now, but whoever was manager, he was running everywhere and stripping off in the middle of the field.
Could have been anybody.
Mourinho, he ran the length of the pitch and did a knee slide.
Yeah.
You know? You know, to me, you can't, like I say, it's great to see. This guy has no links to Leicester whatsoever. You know, to him, it's just another job. And don't get me wrong, I got happy in my job when I've done well. If I hit my sales target or, you know, did it for a few months running, I got excited. But it's football. It's a sport, isn't it? And for him as a manager, what does it, you know, it says to us fans, doesn't it, Dave?
Well, I think I think all the doubters really should understand. This is why it was such a massive win. That goal, I know it's still top, but that goal could have changed our season. Because now everybody knows what it means to all the players, not just him. I mean, they were, you know, if you watched it on the telly again, you see their faces and the way they went with the crowd. And, you know, even Wilf was getting all excited at the end and loving it. You know, I mean, you've not seen that sort of passion for a couple of years, at least.
No.
And now
Harry came out and said that he's never loved his football more. This is the best period of his football of his career, which is just unreal. And you can see it. Him and KDH look like they've got a really good bond and friendship off the field as well, which helps massively because it helps with sort of some telepathy on the pitch. You know what each other wants. And it's just really nice to see Harry Winks go absolutely bananas. I mean, he's a Spurs boy. And he was going absolutely nuts when he scored that goal. It meant everything. It meant everything to them because it could be a massive turning point for us.
It could. But the sad part of life is I'm already starting to get nervous. What if it goes wrong?
That's Leicester for you, though. The hope that kills you, but it drives you on.
Yeah. But the thing is, and Harry said, you know, the way he celebrated when that goal went in, he said he knows now what it means to strikers.
Yeah,
and I mean, he didn't score. He scored quite a good goal. His last one for the club, didn't he? But I mean, that one, I mean, different in so many different ways. But do you think? And I asked this of Brad on Sunday in the review. When we won the Premier League, we had the so-called Band of Brothers. I don't think this is far off that now.
Well. Yeah, but and how long they had? 4 months? Imagine another 4 months, another 6 months next season.
Yeah.
They'll all want to play next season for us in the Premier League if they're good enough. And so the players will want to come and join us. Players will want to come and join us as well.
Yeah. Fatu has already come out, hasn't he, and said that he wants to stay with us.
Right. Let's hope we do.
Yeah,
but I mean that goal reminded me of Leonardo's. Was it against Watford in the last seconds?
Yeah.
When you know there's like a Richter scale movement and all that sort of thing. I mean it was that good. I mean imagine that happening at the King Power. God.
Indeed.
Against Birmingham.
Brad says here more plugs than a DIY shop. Ben says it's refreshing to finally see some passion from our manager after 2 years of stale from Brendan. Indeed. Nate, and it's good to see the team playing and celebrating with and for each other. Been missing for a couple of years. Brad says Kate just wants to see the players take their shirts off.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, no, she's not going to argue with that. I don't think.
Best part of the European champions, wasn't it, for the women?
Yeah.
But you know what? That moment was spoiled because she had her bra tag dangling out behind her. She could have tucked that in. It ruined the moment totally.
I thought you were going to say it was ruined because she had a bra on.
Well, it didn't help.
I think we were all shocked by the fact that she did it. In fairness, because I don't think we were ever expect it.
I think bra tags are a general nightmare anyway.
Well, I vouch for your superior knowledge.
Yeah, and even these shirt tags, they stick out. And how can women dress like they can't see it? You know, they got tags coming out everywhere, and I don't know. I don't know why they do it. I really don't. You know, put a tag on something, pop it somewhere you can hide it.
That's got to be clipped. That bit.
Oh, yes.
Somewhere you can hide it.
It's already been clipped last week. It's being clipped again.
It just makes the clothes look ugly.
Dave, does that chat up line work very often for you? Put it somewhere you can hide it.
Always. Yeah, would you like me to tidy up?
Anyway, moving on very quickly. You put it somewhere you can hide it. I've got it right. I am going to sidetrack now. Does anybody watch QI?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, Sandy Top.
Too clever for me.
Well, he's a bit upper brow, I must admit. You know, but and she said her son had gone away to university, and he rang his mom and said, "Mom, I've got a red shirt. Am I? Is it okay to put it in the wash?" And she said to him, "Well, what does it say on it?" And he went off for about 3 minutes, came back, and he went, "Man United." Sorry, talking of labels, it just made me think of that. Anyway, and I think, yes, I thought that. I think that's who he meant, Ujoa versus Norwich, but I didn't like to stop Dave mid-flow.
Oh, was it Norwich, was it? I thought it was Watford.
No, it was, well...
Oh, sorry, mate.
Gold, yellow, you can understand,
I bow down to Bradley.
Oh, Brad, you're not going to take that sitting down, are you?
What's that one, bucko?
Right, Harry. Are you ready? Here we go. Okay, next topic. The FA Cup. I'd forgotten it was being drawn. I did a huge show for the Euros draw, and I didn't do one for the FA Cup draw. Round 3, we have got Millwall away. Wow, lovely. And I've put there a welcome diversion or distraction. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. As a fan, and I'll come to you first, Kate, but what I think is, as a fan, I want to win every game. Of course I do. That goes without saying. Was I upset when we went out to Liverpool in the Carabao Cup? No. Will I be upset if we go out to Millwall in the FA Cup? Totally not. Because to me, that's not a priority. Unless we're not going to get on the TV, so we're not going to get any extra money for that game. In fact, it was interesting to see Jeff Stelling on and hear him on Talk Sport today. Having worked for Sky, he was going mad about the fact that I think it's Arsenal have got Liverpool, is it? And that's going to be the TV game. He said, if you want to watch Arsenal play Liverpool, watch the bloody Premier League.
Absolutely.
Do you see it as a welcome diversion, or do you see it as a distraction?
I see it as neither. I see it as a welcome, another practice match to have a go and do something and try things out. And we're nowhere near the finished article. So if we can have a game that is against a decent opponent, a league peer, and try someone like Tom Cannon, we need to see him, don't we? I think it's just another game where we can try and perfect our craft a bit without having the pressure of needing 3 points. So I'm with you. If we get knocked out, we get knocked out. But I see it more as a game, as a trial game again, try something different. It doesn't matter if it goes wrong. That's kind of how I think of it. And I like the FA Cup. I think it's, we've won it now. And I always enjoy the FA Cup, especially the early rounds. So for me, I think I suppose it's a welcome diversion in the sense that the pressure will be off and we can perhaps try a few different things. Whether we will or not is probably not going to happen, but it doesn't matter if it goes wrong.
You saved yourself there because I was going to say to John. John's agreed with me. Distraction. It's all about promotion, 100%. I mean, you know, I gave you a choice of A or B, and you went for C. I mean, is that a woman's thing or what? I mean, come on.
Absolutely, all of the above.
Yeah, we never had this problem last week, did we, Dave? We had choices, and we went for the ones that were on the table before us.
What I bring to the party. Always expect the unexpected.
Well, that is true. That is true.
I didn't expect anything else.
Always expect the Spanish Inquisition, one of the two.
No.
Indeed. I don't like going.
Can I just say so before you start, Dave? This one then is just for Kate. This one.
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
There you go. Sorry, Dave. Do carry on.
I got bad memories of Millwall away in the FA Cup. Never a pleasant journey. It's probably freezing cold. Nobody really fancies it. I think this time it might be different. I think we might. Well, it's an interesting pose, that, Chris, when you froze then.
I didn't see it.
You're back. I don't know. I'd like to win the FA Cup again and to be able to go to Wembley, because, you know, 50 odd years I've been waiting and we couldn't bloody go. So, you know, I just think it'd be nice to get back to Wembley again.
It would.
Unlikely, but why not? Why not? You know.
But let's be honest with you. It isn't going to happen this season. You know, we
say that.
You know, we played a Premier League team twice. It happened to be both times. It happened to be Liverpool, and they've beaten us twice. We are still progressing. And I just think if we put some players out there that get injured, and I know what you're saying, Kate, let's try different people, what have you. But let's say we put I'll try that with my teeth in. If we put Tom Cannon out, he gets a broken leg, and then we've got Ndidi gone off and Daka gone off to the AFCON. We've only got Vardy. I mean, it's going to, you know, it could actually end up costing us promotion.
That could happen in the league, though, couldn't it? That could happen in a league game.
Yes, but the league game is what we're going. We want promotion, don't we? That's got to be the number one aim.
Yeah,
cheers, Scott.
I agree. But, huh?
I said cheers, Scott.
Yeah, I still think it's good to have a game.
You can get injured in training. You know, football is a contact sport. You could get injured anytime.
I don't know. That's the referee.
Well, yeah. I just think it'd be nice to win the FA Cup again, get to Wembley. And, you know, you say we won't do it. Liverpool have beaten most teams at home. You know, the way they're playing. I mean, they're brilliant at the moment.
Yeah. But what if we get them in the next round? I mean,
well, then we do, you know. But it would be nice to go on a run, because it boosts the fans, it boosts the players. They all want to play at Wembley. And I think it's great. And don't give me all this about too many games, for God's sake. I mean, they ain't going to be playing 60 games a season, are they?
I didn't. The third round like a fixture weekend, isn't it? So it's not like it's squeezed in. It's actually a weekend.
I've not even said we've had too many games to
No,
play.
you haven't.
In the championship.
I should have said Enzo.
Well, we're going to come on to that in a second, indeed. Yeah. But yes, I mean, if we were in last 2 seasons when we've been in Europe, we've probably played as many games and midweek and weekend. It's no different to that, what we're doing now. I just think as a priority, you know, if we get knocked out, if Millwall, obviously I don't want to get knocked out by Ensley or something like that, Reading. But, you know, if we get knocked out, I won't shed a tear. I've got to be honest with you, because I want to go back to the Premier League. And,
yeah, we all do, mate. But I'd be upset.
Well, I don't know about you, Dave. Sometimes I think you'd be quite happy if we went down to League One again.
Actually, it was good fun, wasn't it?
It was nice. Well, as I put, even dropping down, the thing about dropping down a league is you learn how to win again, and that is the big difference. But
sorry, go on.
No, is it a point you made there, Dave? And it's a very good one. I don't think it's normal. And he wasn't talking about you, Dave. But I don't think it's normal. Maresca on fixture schedule. I mean, come on. change the record. This is football in this country. December is always a busy month.
Mm-hmm.
In the Championship, it is because you've got 24 teams. The reason you've got 24 teams is because your predecessor and other clubs didn't want as many teams in the Premier League. Get over it. It's for the fans. It's Christmas. We play on the 23rd. We play on the 26th. We play on the 30th or the 1st, whatever it is. It's Christmas. I mean, I know that people high up in football, like to forget the fans when it suits them. But stop moaning about it.
Well, football, it's different, I know. But it's not that long ago they played Boxing Day after a Christmas Day game. The reverse fixture before they had airplanes to fly up there in or high-speed trains or whatever. I mean, they just go on the bus. And I just find it a bit, I don't know, namby-pamby. But they all want protection. They've got squads bigger than anybody ever had. The years we should have won things in the 70s, we only had really 12 players. I mean, that was all you had. And when anybody got injured, 2 or 3 injuries, we were playing kids. Sometimes it worked, but so I don't think they've got anything to moan about. They're fitter than they are. The balls are lighter. Sorry,
No, that does help them run quicker, I guess, doesn't it?
It is Christmas.
Yeah, true. They've got everything going for them. They've got better, lighter boots. I
don't start me on the lighter boots. Why are you on this, Dave? I'm going to take your part because I agree 100% with you. How many bloody injuries are caused by players getting their foot stamped on because they want lighter boots that offer no protection? When you and I were growing up, it was big black stick leather things, wasn't it? And the football boots. Those were the days. And Dave made an excellent point there. I mean, I'm sorry, you play 90 minutes on a Saturday. All right, you've been running around. So what? You then have to play 90 minutes on a Wednesday. Oh, whoopee-doo. I mean, it's not like you're not in, you don't go on a Monday training from 9 till 5:30.
No, absolutely.
You don't do 10 hours down a pit or something like that.
Yeah, the only thing you can say that he perhaps has a point about is the preparation for each game is a lot more reduced. So in terms of tactics, like assessing the opposition, etc., but they have a whole team for that behind the scenes. But if you look at the facilities we've got, you've got underground heating these days. You basically get a spa full-on rub down after every game. Then you go to sleep in those ice things on your legs. Then you go in the cryo chamber. Then you have a full nutrition and a chef living with you. You are absolutely a pedigree racehorse when you're a Premier League or Championship footballer. You are spoilt, and the recovery and treatment of your body could not be any better. It's down to a science now, isn't it? It's not sort of let's go and have a couple of beers after and we'll play again in a couple of days. They are dedicated sort of science experiments now, athletes, and everything's measured and. Yeah, I don't. That doesn't really wash with me. I get that the recovery time is reduced, and I get that perhaps we've got 7 or 8 games in a month. The preparation for each game and practicing tactics and stuff is reduced. But in terms of physicality, they can do that. They just don't train for the month because you're going to get 7 games anyway. Don't train.
Yeah, apparently you can't if you're Manchester United because they were tired against Newcastle. I think they played midweek in Europa Champions, whichever one they're in.
I'm tired of hearing about them. Bloody hell.
And apparently, there was only 2 or 3 players at the end went over to applaud their own fans. Not Malcolm McLaren, he was a musician, wasn't he? Steve McLaren, his assistant manager. Although having said that, it's double Dutch. He does speak a bit like that, doesn't he? For those of you that remember Malcolm McLaren's double Dutch single, you can hear it if you tune in to Surrey Hills Community Radio 7 till 10 every weekday morning for the Golden Breakfast Show.
Is that the fan's voice as well? Or is it?
No, that's different. Now, the fan's voice is on the BBC website. The Golden Breakfast Show is on surreyhillsradio.co.uk. As you well know, Dave, stop being facetious. But apparently he had to come on and send them back out almost to applaud the fans. But there's no need to be tired, is there? I mean, they're young, they're fit, like you say.
It's your job. It's your job. We're sort of they're a quarter of the way through the season, the Premier League. It doesn't wash. It doesn't wash. What is tiring is having a manager that's clearly underperforming. Fans aren't particularly. They're quite fickle with Man United fans. Like, look at the grief Harry Maguire got, and he's sort of he's turned the corner on that now. Like, that's the sort of tiredness you get, but it shouldn't affect your physicality on the pitch.
No, not at all. Right. We're going to go over to a couple of.
What was that comment from Scott? I missed it. What did it say?
Oh, hang on a second. Let me bring it back up for you. I'll tell you what. Things being said tonight between Kate and Dave. Hashtag pedigree racehorse. Anyway, we are going to have a very, very 30-second break while I play a jingle, and then we're going to go to basically it's just Scott that's got some questions in, so we will be going to his questions straight as soon as I found the right one to play after this.
The TalkSport Fan Network is the ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts,
including Leicester Till I Die, independent analysis and reaction for the Foxes faithful.
The TalkSport Fan Network.
Unbeatable club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Follow the podcast on the TalkSport Fan Network.
Come back, Dave.
The Premier League? That's so last season. It's all about the Championship here on LTID. The Premier League? That's so last season. It's all about the Championship here on LTID TV.
Now that's what I call football.
You hit the right spot.
Should we wait for Dave? Or shall we just carry on without him?
Can't even hear you. You're on mute, Dave.
I'm on mute. Sorry, I just put my tea order in, stop me coughing. Got a bit of a tickle in.
I've got so many clips here just on this one show from Dave. I could do it'll be all right on the night show on its own. Right, let's just see. Scott, you didn't offend anybody, mate. Don't worry about it. Don't you worry about it.
Certainly not.
Dave's thick-skinned. I don't half go loud in the advert. Chase me bleeding boombox off. That's your name for it, is it, Highfields? Well, right. Okay, so let's start with one of Scott's questions here. Come to you first, Kate. Thoughts on the Mavididi and Winks discussion on the pitch at the West Brom game? On the pitch? Well,
I didn't see that. I didn't see it. What happened?
I think they basically one passed to the other who wasn't there.
Oh,
and
yes.
Had words. I don't know who the bitch was that got on. I mean, for God's sake, she should have been taken straight off.
Actually, in play, wasn't it? He played it behind him, didn't he?
Yeah.
He
said at the time actually that he. I thought after that, Mavididi went really off the boil. I thought he sulked.
Yeah, he did.
He seemed to not want to go further up the pitch when a run was on. I didn't really. Winks' pass wasn't brilliant, but he could. I thought he could have run back and got it. And he just threw an absolute paddy. And players do that. That's fair enough. But I felt like afterwards it did affect him. He sulked quite a lot. And he was a bit petulant. So something that's perhaps got to be managed there. I'm not really sure, but I did feel like he was the worst performer on the pitch apart from Mads, worst outfield player for me. There was something not quite right there on Saturday.
But Dave, do you think that it's sort of it's healthy for them to have a discussion, though, isn't it? And they're not going to agree with everything. You know, you never do in a workplace, do you?
No, you're right, but it can sometimes turn into something a bit more than that. You have to be a bit careful because everybody needs managing differently. And I think Mavididi is a sulker. He's a winger, isn't he? They're all the same. They are. I mean, you look at some of them we've had. You know, even Harvey Barnes, when it wasn't going his way, used to mope. Mahrez certainly did in his early days. So, yeah, I'm not surprised, really. He's just a young lad who needs a bit of sorting out. And I'm sure that, you know, people like Vardy and that will sort him out. But he needs to learn a bit more as well about it's not just about him, and that I think is a bit of an issue.
Do you think though, Dave, that he's come in, he's done well, and has it gone to his head a little bit? And you know, I mean, if somebody like Winks with his experience says something to you or has a go, you know that it, you know, they probably afterwards they were sort of, you know, discussing it and laughing.
Yeah.
He's got to learn to take it, hasn't he?
He's gone off the boil, hasn't he? So he's probably not happy about that. I'm surprised he gets a start, really. I'd have thought maybe, you know, it's time to say, just take a blow and see what happens. Sorry, cricket terms, Chris. It wasn't intended as being anything else. I'm not at my best.
Was it?
Look, I've got a poorly cough. Leave me alone.
Oh, dear me.
I tell you what, that would get VAR involved, wouldn't it?
Well, as long as Enzo doesn't pull him off at half time.
Hey, good Bob.
Oh,
Hey, David. But yeah, they've got. I mean, yeah, you don't want it to come to fisticuffs, a la Newcastle, do you, Kate? But
it's the passion.
You know,
it's the passion, and I love it. I'd love to see that.
Winks, I think, was right to say something as a more senior player.
Well, he was having a go at one or two guys that weren't pulling their weight, and that particularly in the first half, I think it was, wasn't it? In fact, you know, I don't know who he was having a go. He was having a go at a couple of blokes. When a bad ball came out from the back, and I think it was because there was nobody there to pick it up, but it was a bad ball. You know, I think we rolled the ball to an attacker, and he was blaming other people for not being there. Well, surely the keeper should see that first. You know, he sees there's nobody there, so don't play the ball. It's what we said earlier. Get rid of it if you have to.
Kate, do you think that Winks should be captain?
Yeah, I think, you know, he said he's going to switch it around a bit, didn't he? And Ricky P's had it quite a few times. So, yeah, I think Winks is definitely a captain in the making. He does behave that way on the pitch anyway. Same with KDH, really. They're both just got that leadership quality about them. So I'm sure his time will come. Enzo does want to switch it about a bit. But maybe for now, Harry just wants to focus on himself a bit. He is absolutely the pivot within our team, isn't he? And everything goes on around him. So Enzo perhaps just doesn't want to distract from that for the minute. But the captaincy kind of falls within that person's remit anyway, naturally, when you're in that position. So it wouldn't surprise me if he'd become a captain, and I'd be well behind him. But I think KDH might be ahead of him a bit.
Scott says, do we have a reliable replacement for Mavididi? Well, we've got McAteer, Fatawu and Mavididi as the three that seem to be getting there the most game time. We've also got Yunus, who's a winger. We've got Marchal, who's a winger. So yes, I think we've got plenty of options there to be with. In fact, compared to the last couple of seasons when we had Barnes, which sounds like a solicitor's firm,
and occasionally Perez.
Well, even when he was on the pitch, he didn't really turn up, did he? You know. Dave, I'm just thinking, you know, when you went before, was that where you went when you said, no, I'm not going to go there?
No.
That doesn't bear thinking about.
Cup of tea is more important.
Hello,
cup of tea is more important.
Right. Do you?
Sorry, I didn't mean that.
Do you think we may see Pratt or Brighton and maybe Cannon getting game time from now till January, Dave?
I think Dennis Pratt, yeah. I assume he's not injured again. And Tom Cannon, I'd love to see him play. Just because. I mean, maybe the FA... No, it's not. It's too late, the FA Cup for that, isn't it? Yeah, I think so. Who we got next? Plymouth, that's right. Yeah, why not? Why not? They can see goals for fun.
Yeah, I think so. I think Pratt's really established, isn't he? You can always put him anywhere and he does a decent job. He's quite a steady Eddie. And then Cannon, we were saying on Saturday, like, don't know anything about Cannon. Is he big? Is he small? Is he fast? Like, I don't know anything about. I don't know what he's going to bring.
Stop
it.
Christopher. Is he a big cannon or a small cannon?
What can he bring? Can he? I don't know. I've got no idea what he's going to. He's loved that, isn't he? He has loved that.
I think maybe. Yeah, and we were asking about the wingers. All Brighton, you know.
Yeah.
Still there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what. I don't know what Cannon brings. It's hard to.
No.
I'd love to know because he must bring something different compared to Dak and Nacho and Vardy.
And we've got
you're right there, Chris. Have you composed yourself?
you two are trying to kill me off. But yeah, they've got to be given. Well, certainly Cannon has got to be given some time before AFCON because we're losing Dak and we're losing Iheanacho. You can't just throw him on. And I know he's been injured a long time, and you don't want to throw him on, but give him 10 minutes here, for 10 minutes there, for God's sake. Brighton, I think he'll be gone at the end of the season. Bless him. I think he's falling down the pecking order now. He's on his last season anyway, isn't he? I think. So I think he'll be gone at the end of the season. And I've got to be honest, I love Pratt a bit, but I think we've got to get rid of him. I think he's just a sick note. Every time he comes back, and I always thought it was Brendan and his team, but I don't know. He's just always injured. If somebody comes in and makes a decent offer for him, I'd say let him go. Let him go.
Yeah, I agree. I think we can use him while we've still got him there if we need to.
But is he better than anybody we've got at the moment?
Yeah,
I think he's just more of a defensive element, isn't he, with Albright? And he's better defensively than a few of the wingers.
Yeah.
If you were to put Pratt on then, Kate, who would you take? Who would you replace? Who would you take off to put Pratt on?
Depends who's playing.
Depends who's playing, but I suppose.
All right. We know the start. We know that the starting 11 started with a pretty much.
He could potentially step into Wilf's new position when Wilf goes to AFCON. That's kind of he can play in that kind of position, can't he? More of an attacking midfielder. But yeah, he's mainly just a cover or to come on for 20 minutes while we've got a run of fixtures, I guess.
Dave, would you put him to replace Wilf over Cassidy? Because Cassidy's the one that's been getting the vote, hasn't he?
He has. Excuse me. Probably not. I'm surprised McAteer finished the game Saturday. I don't think he's not quite got back to it since his injury, has he? I don't think, unless you saw a bit more, Kate, while you were there. But
I agree. He didn't get the chance, though. I felt like, we didn't play to his strength, which is to pass it forward and then hit him to then run. Like, you passed it to him and it almost came straight back to the middle. Like, he wasn't given the opportunity to do many runs. We don't ping it over the top. I was watching Ipswich a bit at the weekend, and they use their wingers, like, quite some of the far-reaching passes for them to run onto. And we're not really using the wingers like that at the minute.
No. Dennis Pratt's pretty good down that right side. Certainly last year when he did play, he looked quite effective there. Makes a few mistakes, so maybe that's a bit of a negative. But yeah, it's certainly got to be worth using. He's an international, for goodness sake, albeit not now.
And this leads me on to the next question from John about anybody coming in. Is Cassidy the answer, etc.? I just think that is he taking up the space of somebody that we can get in who is a lot fitter, if you like, who's not likely to sort of get injured when he plays 3 minutes.
What, Dennis Pratt, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, will anybody buy him on the same basis?
I think Torino or one of the Italian sides was interested in him.
Yeah, Torino.
So they didn't come in, did they? Didn't come in.
Scott says, is he a big cannon or a small cannon? Brilliant, although Kate's site Slight better saying he is fast.
He's loose.
Yeah. Well, here we go. Is that your problem, Dave? You think just speak, only joking, love your comments. Pratt to replace Cassidy. Kate?
I would favour Pratt. I'm not seeing anything in Cassidy that's given me much to write home about, really. I think he's been poor. I think it was a good game against Watford because the game was quite open and he could do a bit of box to box. But other than that, he's just not been able to get into the rhythm of things at all. He looks a bit lost.
He's only a young lad, isn't he?
He is only a young lad,
and he won't have
a
time.
lot of young lads that we've had and we still have that just seem to settle quicker.
Yeah.
It is still early days, but we don't really have the capacity to carry somebody.
The thing is, though, Kate, and the big question I suppose about Pratt is he big or small? This is the question that needs to be answered. Anyway, we'll come back and talk about possible January signings in a second.
Christmas!
Oh, it's Christmas.
That's very nice.
Everybody.
Yeah.
That was rather sweet, wasn't it?
Same to you.
Yeah. So do you think we're looking to bring what do you think, Kate? Do you think we're looking to bring anybody in January? I think we've got to, haven't we?
Yeah, I think we've got to. I agree. I think another 8 would definitely be worth going in the market.
Would we be able to fit all of those in the squad, though?
I don't know about that.
I mean, you only allow so many, aren't you? To bring another 8 players in is going to be.
I thought you said a number 8.
I know. Don't spot it. I was waiting to see whether she picked up on that.
As you can see by the vacant look on my face, I'm like, what is going on?
I got.
I don't even know who's available or who we want.
We're supposed to be after a Liverpool play or some Preston, but Liverpool have said they want to keep him because apparently he played 90 minutes and he plays a lot of the Europa games. So they want to keep hold of him. Manchester City are talking about bringing somebody in, and if they do, they'll loan him straight out to us. I don't know whether that comes off or not. Yeah, I think we do need another 8, though, don't we? And another striker, possibly, Dave.
Right. You know, being strikers, always.
Yeah.
We got more goalkeepers still than strikers, although we're probably caught up on that one now.
Although, are you sure that we've got 5 goalkeepers? Because, I mean, Mads might be doubling up as a striker.
Yeah, true. I don't know. I'm a bit concerned if we get too many loanies in because we're not going to buy them. Not from Man City anyway. And there's a lot of players out of contract from the Premier League in the summer. Maybe we start trawling around them because they're not all old.
No. I think I read somewhere, Kate, that we're only allowed 5 loanees in the match day squad. If we went out and we made the Fatawu deal permanent and possibly the Yunus deal permanent, obviously that would help. But there's no point in bringing a load in if we can't utilise them, is there?
Yeah, absolutely. If you can't offload any, we know that the wage bill is probably a bit high anyway. So if you can't offload any, it does seem a bit pointless in being able to bring anybody in. And January is such a funny window. Like it's such a funny time to buy players. But with AFCON looming, we're going to need to make a plan for that, aren't we?
Well, we're only losing 4 players, and one of those is Daka. So technically, we're only losing 3. No disrespect to Daka, but he's just not. He's not been in the squad even for two games. So we're losing 3 players. So we're not actually being hurt that badly. Unfortunately, it's Kelechi, Iheanacho, and Ndidi and Fatawu. So that's 3 main players.
Yeah.
If we didn't sign anybody in January, look, I mean, Iheanacho goes. We've still got Vardy and hopefully Cannon. Indeed, he goes. Technically, we've still got Pratt if we keep him. We've got Cassidy. If we don't sign anybody, I don't think it's the end of the world, Dave, is it? For me, anyway.
No, not right. No, I don't think he'll sign many, if any. I think the summer will be the big one, and I think that's when we'll go for it. We've got a settled squad. Everybody gets on apparently, and you've still got players who haven't even had a sniff of the squad.
Yeah, like Alves.
Yeah.
That was a major echo then, Kate.
Hello.
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 You
didn't bring a gecko back from Vietnam, did you? See what I did there?
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got Alvis, we've got Braybook, so there's those up to come in, and we, depending how well these teams do, we may only lose them for a month.
I mean, was it Ben Nelson? Is he?
Yeah, he's a defender.
On loan, or?
Yes, yeah. And I think as well, the players that you buy in. Look, if Leicester City go knocking on somebody's door and saying, "Can we buy that player?" They're going to think, "Oh, they're going to be, Premier League next season. That's what they wanted. Let's add another 5 million onto the price." It's a bad window, isn't it, Kate?
Yeah, it is. It is a bad window. It's a panic. It's almost like a panic buy window. So the prices just get shot up anyway, because it's normally something that people buy in when they need injury cover, or it's a bit of a more desperate situation to buy in January usually, because no one's really out of contract, and the league's well and truly up and running. So it's normally a bit of a desperate window for injury cover and things like that. And I just don't think we're in that position. So hopefully we won't have any more injuries, touch wood. And I can't see us adding a lot. I can't see it, especially with the restrictions around loan players, etc. I just can't see us adding a lot. But we need to utilise what we've got in the squad already, including Alves and Braybook as well. And I was just thinking about George Hurst because he scored again at the week.
Yeah.
But we had long enough, did we not, Dave, to look at him? And
he didn't get a look in, did he? He didn't get a look in.
No, but we could have had a look at him. We were getting reports back. Apparently, yes, he's doing all right at Ipswich. But before that, his 2 loan periods weren't exactly, got gold standard. They were pretty average. I don't know. I'm sure we've got players in that lower leagues that in our youth teams that are scoring goals at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, they looked at him, didn't like him. He's got to go. But we're talking about getting strikers in. Well, there's a striker who's scoring goals in the Championship, and kind of did last year. Whether it'd be good enough for the Premier is another matter. But we're not worried about that yet, are we? We're just worried about going up.
Exactly.
But saying that, we're scoring. What we got? The second highest goal scoring in the Championship. It must be close.
Something like that. Although
to Ipswich.
Although we haven't got anybody that's up there individually, but we are goals around the team. I was just never impressed with Hurst, and because a player leaves you and goes to another club and does well there, does not mean if you kept him that you would have done well for us.
No.
But that's the gamble.
Fair though, Chris. He had 2 years of, or not so good years with us, did he? With the team. We weren't exactly on fire, were we?
No, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. But look, we're going to move on. Let's have a bit of a laugh. And we're going to bring... we started it last week, and it's going to be a regular thing. Monday's Mindless Matter. I was up till God knows what time last night, trying to get 3 words that began... The 2 extra words that began with an M to rhyme with Monday that I could use. I finally got there. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that Dave is mindless, but there we go. It just happens.
Have you never heard of Roger's Thesaurus?
Thesaurus.
Yeah, it's like a dinosaur, but
Yeah.
I was going to say, didn't they?
the
Was
north.
it extinct?
Really literate dinosaur.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did start with T's, but look, Monday's mindless matter. Now, I know Kate said earlier about whether Tom Cannon was big or small, and that leads us very nicely on to Dave's sausages. Because apparently, Dave, you had something about one of your sausages you wanted to bring up.
I can't remember.
He did say that, didn't he, Kate?
He said he wants to bring something up. I don't know whether it was sausage related.
Yeah, no, he only said it was about sausages.
No. Until I send you a packet, I'm not going to mention them again. So, but what I did want to say that something I thought you were going to do originally on the show, the top 10 chocolate bars, and how gutted I am that there's one or two missing out of that. Who decides all this? Has anybody asked you guys what they are? What's your favourite chocolate bar? No, nor me. Has anybody asked anybody what their favourite chocolate bar is? Don't think so.
Probably asked around the staff room.
Who decides? Is it because they're sold more than anybody else? But that depends on the price.
I often wonder whether you guys agree with me or not, whether these are marketing ploys. You know, when they come out and go like, we are stopping now selling this, that suddenly everybody go, oh, no, you can't, no, we need to go out and buy it. And suddenly sales go through the roof and they keep it.
Yeah, well, the Walkers did that, didn't they? Was it tomato ketchup flavoured or something like that?
Oh. Do you remember tomato ketchup flavoured snaps? You're too young, Kate.
No, I do.
You do? Oh, I used to love them. And you know what? I found, Jeff, my mate, found some a few years ago. He said, oh, my corner shop sells them. Brought them in. I was so disappointed.
Oh, no.
They just were not the same. See what he also brought in as well? Tizer. Who remembers Tizer?
Oh, yeah.
That was my stable drink, that was.
I grew up on Tizer.
Yeah, that's why you got diabetes.
Probably, yeah. And that again, I had a can and I thought, I'm really going to enjoy this. Sat there on my lunch there. Oh, God, is that it? It just wasn't what I remembered.
Oh, was it not?
No, it was very, very disappointing. I'm going to have to ask you both now, yes or
What
no?
about sugar Frosties, though?
Oh, Frosties. They're my favourite Frosties.
With the cream of the milk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've got to ask, just sticking with drinks for a second, dandelion and burdock, yes or no?
Yes, absolutely, yes.
Are you a no, Dave?
I'm a no.
Good man. Can I just say, I am 62 years old. I have never drunk dandelion and burdock.
So how can you be a no?
Because I just don't like the sound of it.
Same as me.
Ridiculous.
I've never had any.
Dandelions.
What the hell? You can't have a vote if you've not tried it.
They're on grass. Dogs piss on them. And they're putting them into drinks. Oh, what the hell is burdock?
It's liquishy, isn't it? It's liquishy.
It's a place down your way, isn't it?
It's so nice. I'm telling you, it's so nice. My mum used to buy it a lot when we were kids.
I thought it smelled like dodgy Coke when I sniffed it.
No, it's like licorice.
Oh, is it? That's even worse. Don't like licorice.
But no, I'm not a big fan of licorice, but it's not super licoricey. I'm just having a look.
Licorice just give me diarrhea. It just goes through me.
Well, licorice.
Yes.
Anyway, while Kate's researching it for us, the best-selling chocolate bar is Dairy Milk, of course.
Yes.
Galaxy's next, but I won't tell you the others. It gets boring. They're missing things like Smarties, Milky Bars, Crunchy. I mean, how can you not have Crunchy in the top 10?
Oh, absolutely. And what about Whisper?
Whisper Gold.
Well, they call it Wisps. That's number 8.
Okay, Whisper. No, Whisper.
Whisper Gold, because it's
Whisper
got
Gold's nice, but the
caramel
original
in and man.
And Aeros. I just remembered Aero.
Oh, Aero. Mint Aero.
Yeah.
Do you remember Trio?
Oh.
Trio.
Yes.
Fudge. That's in it, I think. Is it?
Finger of fudge. What you could do with a finger
Well,
of fudge?
that's not in it either.
Is Bounty? Is Bounty bars in there?
I'm not going to mention that.
Yes, they are, aren't they?
Number 7.
Don't like bounties. Bounties can bob off.
Yeah.
I don't mind a bit of Bounty.
Do you know
They're
they come in
always the
2
ones that are
separate
left in the
bars?
tin, though. You remember? I tell you what, I did like fries. I bought some of that the other day. Fries.
The peppermint.
Yes.
Oh my Jesus, that's my top 3. Whisper, that, and Punchy. With Toffee Crisp a close 4th.
Nothing to
Toffee.
do with fries.
Now you're talking. My sort of woman. Toffee Crisp. Yes.
Toffee Crisp.
Oh yeah, they still do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's not in it.
And what are your thinkings about keeping chocolate in the fridge? Because in my house, it's an absolute rule.
No.
Refrigerated chocolate.
I think I've got to say, Dave, I'm sorry, but I agree with Kate on this. Yes, you
we do keep it in the fridge, but I don't necessarily agree with it.
When I was growing up, and I grew up in different times. I was born in
a fridge.
You got we put it in an ice bucket outside in the outside loo. You know what I mean? In the cistern, with a tank that was up on the wall. You know, right up at the top. My mum used to have Mars bars in the fridge. They were longer then, in fairness, because you got more for your money. She used to cut it into slices.
I love that.
And and it was you know it's nice. You've got to have it. You've got to have it.
There's certain things you can't put in the fridge. You can't put a toffee crisp in the fridge; it'll break your face when you try and chew it.
Yeah.
But
They haven't got Mars bars in the top 10 either.
Snickers does that if you put them in the fridge.
Oh, yeah.
Snickers.
I've lost half a tooth on a Snickers.
I've never put mine in the fridge.
Have you not?
My Snickers now.
Here's a question: do you put nuts in the fridge?
No.
I'm asking you that on an Australian TV program. The host was asked if he put his nuts in the fridge.
Should you?
Apparently, you can.
I tried it once. I'm caught in the door.
Yes. Yeah, you have to these days. You have to stand on a step ladder because it's too high.
Aero, I love Aero. And
then Kathy comes in, doesn't she? All right, dear. Just giving me nuts chilled for you. No, apparently, according to the expert, you can put nuts in the fridge.
I'm not even going to say that sentence.
I
Go
don't
on.
like nuts.
Go on.
I don't like them.
I was going to say I eat nuts every day. But I don't eat them out the fridge. They're in the cupboard.
Lots of protein in them, I suppose.
Yeah, and healthy fat.
Okay. Would you put like bananas and cucumbers in the fridge?
Bananas go black in the fridge. It's not good for them.
Where do you put your cucumber, Kate?
In the fridge.
Yes, so do I. Yes. Apparently you're not supposed to.
Oh.
Have you ever stuck a banana in the fridge, Dave? Hello, you alive?
Never.
It keeps them hard. Because I tell you what, there's nothing worse than a soft banana. No, you can't argue. You can't say I'm wrong there, can you?
They go off quicker, don't they?
Sorry?
They go off quicker.
Well,
I've never seen a hard.
Yes, they do.
I've never seen a hard banana before. They're all soft, aren't they?
Have you never?
Unless it's not right.
Have you never enjoyed I mean, you don't want a soft banana, do you?
Well, doesn't it go soft if you put ice on it? Ice cream and that.
No.
Oh.
They go
Dave
soft.
had to take his glasses off for this conversation.
If you leave them out too long, then it goes soft. But stick it in the fridge when you first buy them.
But do you not buy them when they're yellow or whatever, green?
But if you look at where they are, they're never sort of, well, they're always in the coolish area, aren't they? Grapes, where do you put your grapes, Kate?
Fridge.
Yes. I trod on a grape once. It didn't say anything, just let out a little wine.
Definitely the fridge for your grapes, yeah.
Yeah.
I think bananas aren't supposed to. I think they go off quicker and they go black.
What's that? Grape?
No, bananas.
Bananas.
Yeah.
You can't have a black one.
You know.
You wouldn't put crunchy in the fridge, would you?
I have done before. My crunchy's gone in the fridge.
Oh, yeah, crunchy's in the fridge. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, I've got to be honest with you. I don't differentiate. If it's chocolate, it just goes in the fridge.
Yeah, on the whole, it's not toffee crisp. It ruins toffee crisp. Yeah. But other than that, even a Lion bar. Lion bars are good.
Lion bar for years.
That's not in the list either.
I think the thing with toffee crisp what they do though is take
Curly
it out.
Curly Whirlies, remember that?
Oh my God! Yeah,
I had one on Saturday. I had one on Saturday.
Wow!
I love a curly whirly, but why? Why don't they just make the whole thing curly? Why do they have to? Yeah, well, I suppose it's called curly whirly, isn't it? See, for me, see, do you not like Whisper Gold?
I do like it, but just not as much as Whisper Normal.
Oh no, Whisper Normal's boring. It's like a poor man's zero.
Fridge, it's the best chocolate out of the fridge.
Yeah, Flake was nice, Ronald. But
yeah,
the adverts used to be nice for Flake, didn't they?
Oh yeah, she was eating it in the bath, wasn't she?
Yeah, only the crumbliest.
Oh, don't sing.
Don't sing.
Don't sing.
Why? What are you trying to say?
No, just nothing. Toblerone, Toblerone's number 10.
I've never been overly keen with Toblerone.
Has that got bits in it?
Nougat.
Is where you put it. But
yeah.
It's got nougat in it, hasn't it?
We called it nugget in Nuneaton.
Then take it. I've missed the football talk.
Oh, sorry, man. It was all bollocks anyway, mate. So don't
worry.
We have no idea what we're talking about.
No. And if you've heard Dave's bollocks, I'll tell you, he keeps them in the fridge as well.
I thought we'd have 18 points extra by Christmas before the Sheffield Wednesday game.
Yeah.
I thought
let's start talking. We've done football. Do you know what we're doing?
Blackjacks. My mates used to love blackjacks, but it's licorice again, isn't it?
Do you remember those licorice penny farthings, are they called, or something?
Yeah, I don't think I ever had them.
I don't know.
Twix is. If I have, okay, then we've got to pick now. We've got to pick. We've got to pick the one chocolate. If you had to go to a desert island and you had to take one chocolate bar with you, what would it be?
Desert islands don't have fridges, so I'm taking toffee crisp over Whisper.
All right, you're allowed a fridge.
Oh, if I'm allowed a fridge, Whisper.
Where'd you plug it in?
What?
Solar panels, Dave.
Where'd you plug it in? Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's a fair point. Look, we're not. This isn't mastermind. It's just a simple question here.
Well, how did you get on the desert island? Because that depends whether you get a fridge or not, isn't it?
We're getting a fridge. It's already there. Tom Hanks has been to his island.
If you're on a desert island, where'd you get the bloody chocolate bar from?
Well, you had it in your pocket just in case.
It'd be melted.
Tom Hanks has already set up the fridge.
Crunchy.
You'd take a crunchy, would you? That's so. Yours is Whisper, Kate. Your favourite. Your favourite ever is crunchy, is it, Dave?
I think so. I mean, dairy milk is lovely, but I think crunchy, yeah, because you can bite the top off it and have the crunchy bit underneath and suck it.
You see, now I'm going to disagree with both of you here, and as you know, I'm always right. So I think the best ever chocolate bar ever made was Twix.
Really?
Oh, well, you get 2 fingers with it, don't you?
You do.
You get 4 with a big Kit Kat.
Yeah.
Well, I've had 4 fingers, but I live in hope. Still time.
Has Twix gone now, then? Don't they do it anymore?
Yeah, they do it, yeah.
No, it's not in the list.
But like Twix, how do you eat your Twix? Do you? Because I always bite the top off with the caramel, and then eat the biscuit on its own afterwards.
I don't fuss about with my Twix. I just eat it.
You don't want to be messing about, do you?
Right in, no problem.
You just want to get it in as quick as possible, don't you?
Opal fruits. Yeah. All right. Hey, look, they're all coming out now. All these. Kinder. That was number 9 on the list, Ben. Yeah. Kinder.
So we've got a Whisper, we've got a Crunchy, and we've got a Twix. Those are the 3. Let's just end on this because it is Christmas nearly. We are in December. We are in the Christmas song period. Your favourite? I know what Dave's is going to be, so we'll go to you first, Dave. Because I'm doing the show on Christmas Day and Boxing Day, and I've got all the most of the fellow presenters to give me their favourite Christmas songs to be played. And there's some weird and wonderful ones come in. But let's go with your favourite Christmas song. Dave, what's yours?
It's got to be Slade, followed by Proper Crimbo.
Proper Crimbo.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah, Kate. I'll let you have 2 then. Dave pushed the boundaries and had 2.
Okay, my 2. Number 1, I love Shakin' Stevens, Merry Christmas, Everyone. I absolutely love it. I've loved it since I was a child. And number 2 is the Pogues.
A Woman of Taste. And R.I.P. Shane McGowan.
Yeah, R.I.P. How sad.
Did you know Shakin' Stevens actually had 2 more Christmas singles?
Did he? What were they?
I've no idea. He has done 2. I haven't got that.
You mentioned it yesterday morning, didn't you?
No, I didn't. No. I played his most well. His Merry Christmas, Everyone.
I thought you mentioned it. Must have been some other radio station then.
Who do you listen to in the morning? Come on.
Some guy rambling on.
Kathy wakes up with me every morning. I don't know where you are. But,
the best Christmas of them all. And then I'll Be Home This Christmas.
Yeah.
I don't know those 2. But yeah, Shakin' Stevens, I love that track. Although Elton John is also there. That's top 3. Step Into Christmas.
We got 3 now. We got 3 now.
No, she's only been allowed 2.
Can I have another choice?
No. Well, one of mine is the Pogues. I love it. My other one is Johnny Mathis.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I'll tell you, I'm allowed that. A lot of people go like, I'm allowed that because my second child was born on Christmas Day. So when a child is born, you see, I'm allowed that. Little Trouble Boy, said John. Fairy Tale of New York, said Nate. Driving Home for Christmas. I tell you what, I wish you get a bloody new sat nav. You should be home by now. He's been stuck on that M25 going round and round and round.
Going nowhere.
Step Into Christmas, Elton John. Greg Lake. That's a good shout. Greg Lake.
Santa Baby, Kylie's a good one as well.
Yes. What about Dominic the Donkey?
Love Dominic the Donkey. Oh my goodness, love Dominic the Donkey.
I've played that one already. What about? I asked Dave about this the other day, and I will play it, and I think I should make it my record of the week and just play it every day. I don't even know. I don't think it is actually officially a band that's done it, but it's called the Turkey Song, and the first chorus is just goes gobble 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 gobble. Gobble, gobble, gobble,
was that one of the songs that tried to stop someone getting the Christmas number 1, like the X Factor or something?
No. This is a kid. It's a kids American one, an American kids one, I should say. But if you fancy a gobble, then that is the one for you. I will play it. Tomorrow.
What about my third one, Barry the Elf? That's an Australian song. You got to play that.
In fairness, and I haven't had a chance to have a look at it yet.
Yeah, have a look. Barry the Elf was
you
a
did
blogger.
send me a playlist through, didn't you? Barry the Elf.
Buchanan and somebody, or something like that, anyway. Yeah, great song. If you listen to the words, anyway. Surprising Australians having words, I know, but...
You can. That's your third one, is it?
Yeah.
Go on then, Kate. You can have a third one.
Yeah, it was Elton. So Stevie.
Oh, your third one. Oh, I don't.
Pogues and Elton.
I'm not so keen on it. I tell you what do people think of Paul McCartney Step Into Christmas?
That's Elton.
That's Elton.
It is. Paul McCartney's Wonderful Christmas Time, the B-side.
Hate it.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's awful. It's honestly, no. You say that he's such a good... He had that. He had Pipes of Peace.
Oh.
I mean,
I like Brenda Lee as well. I love the Brenda Lee rocking around the Christmas tree, just because it reminds me of Home Alone as well.
Did anybody watch last night? It was Channel 5 live Christmas disasters, or when they do the countdowns, and it was all about Christmas. And they had somebody had videoed Kim Wilde on the tube.
Oh dear!
And she was with she was with this guy that was playing the guitar. It turned out he was his brother, and he got his guitar out, and that's not a euphemism.
No,
and
on the tube you can't do that.
And she started singing "Kids in America." And can I just say, they're just looking, the viewers have gone up since we've stopped talking football. And she then went into singing Rocking Around the Christmas Tree, because she did that with Mel from Mel and Smith, didn't she?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And she's she was doing that, and apparently she's releasing it as a new single this year, filmed on a tube. So, all Ronald, controversial here. I know Band Aid was it was a charity, but it was an awful song. Oof. Was that the original Band Aid? The Band Aid?
Yeah, which one?
30? Yeah, the original one's the best one.
Band Aid Plaster. I mean, which one are you? And apparently, somebody told me that they did actually go to Africa, and they do know it's Christmas.
Mm.
That was a joke, but obviously not a funny one. Oh, it's a tough audience I've got. Right, on that note, I think we better end it. Kate, thank you so very, very much. It's nice to have you back.
Thank you.
And
Don't
even if
go
you
again.
In music, Elton John. Just tell people how they can find you.
I am on Twitter at Kate Blakey 40, so come and find me on there.
For fans of On the Buses, you'll know how to find her. And Dave, do you want people to follow you?
No. I never know whether I'm going to be there or not.
Well, you're banned off most things, aren't you?
They can follow you, Chris.
Sorry?
Listen to the breakfast show.
Yes. This
Have a
is the
laugh.
breakfast show for absolute 3 hours of absolutely mindless nonsense.
Yeah.
and my new Santa jingles. Let me just make that point of that. Anyway, thanks both of you for coming on. I'll see you later in the week, both, or whenever we're next on. It's been a pleasure for you. It hasn't for me, but there we go. What can I say?
See you guys. Have a good week.
Yeah, see you soon.
Have a good one. Thanks, everybody.
Cheers,
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks to both of them there. And I put myself out. There we go. Thanks so very much. Look, I love that. Monday's Mindless Matter. It's a good laugh, and it's just we talk football to start with, and then go off on one and see where it takes us. And we got caught up the chimney, as Terry would say. We'll be back Wednesday at 7 with a. I didn't know if I got an answer from Brad for that, but hopefully back on Wednesday at 7 for the preview of the Plymouth game with a Plymouth Argyle fan. I will see you then. Thanks to Kate, thanks to Dave, and thanks to everybody that's been in the chat. And if you are listening to this on your favourite podcast platform, thank you very much for lending me your ears. See you Wednesday at 7. Take care.
Thanks for watching. These videos are tremendous. You'd better like them too, or I'll be back.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.
That will conclude this evening's entertainment.